all so much for being here today. We have statements prepared from several city officials. The first person you're going to hear from today is Temple Mayor Tim Davis. His name spells Timdavis. Next, you're going to hear from Temple Police Chief Sean Reynolds. His name spells ShawnReynolds. Next, you will hear from Temple Fire and Rescue Chief Mitch Randles, MITCHRANDLES. Then we will get an update from Grant Cruz, GRANTCRUISE, and he's the Communications Manager for Encore. And then lastly, you will hear from Temple Emergency Management Program Manager Jennifer Henniger, JENNIFERHENAGER. Once they have concluded their statements, we will take questions from you. If you could please state your name, what affiliation you're with, and who your question is directed to, that would be great. Thank you so much.
Good morning, everyone. We appreciate you guys being here. I know this is a trying time, and chances are a number of you have damage at your own homes, and so we appreciate you being out there and doing your jobs to communicate out to our community. First thing I want to say is this was a very strong and devastating tornado. There are many people that lost property, many people that lost homes. There were a few injured. Thankfully, nothing very serious. I don't think Scott and White and our other medical facilities had many admissions or anything like that. So even though property damage was extensive, the most important thing, that being the lives of our neighbors, were everyone seems to be in good order there, thankfully. I want to, as always, emphasize the hard work and the dedication of our public servants. We had fire and police crews out just immediately, all hands on deck. Everyone was working together. Good communication. I spent some time in the Emergency Operations Center last night and again this morning, and we're blessed to have the professionalism that we have here in Temple. Our folks were prepared and doing a very good job. Also, to our public works employees, the flood waters that we had last night on top of last week's flood waters and maybe the week before has really been trying for us lately, and our public works folks have really stood up to the challenge and are really doing a good job. We all have a lot to be proud of with those folks. Overall, like I said, the damage is extensive, mostly in West Temple. That's where the tornado actually touched down. There is extensive damage to property, both businesses and homes there. So I've talked to other people that are calling me from West Adams saying, man, the damage is extensive, number one, and traffic is really backed up. Stay out of there. Let the professionals get in there and do their work. The last thing they need is a bunch of people that don't need to be there causing traffic jams and just sort of being in the way. So I haven't driven out there, although I want to. But again, I'm not an expert. I would just be in the way. So we ask you to please stay out of there. The next place that probably had the most extensive damage around town is South Temple. I was told today that a lot of that is simply tree damage, trees that have been blown over, blown into houses and things like that. So again, very extensive damage there. And if you will recall, back in 2021, the city of Temple contracted with a company after that ice storm in February, contracted with a company from Alabama to come out and to help us with the debris. We have been in contact with that same company. They did a stellar job last time. We expect nothing less from them this time, and they will be on the ground tomorrow to assess damage and to, basically bring their professional opinion here to see what assets they need to bring to Temple to help us with the cleanup. If you'll remember last time, the cleanup did take a while, and we expect this one to take a while also. if my recollection is correct, I believe that company in 21 removed 600,000 cubic yards of debris. And that's just off the top of my head. It may have been more, but either way, it is substantial. And so we're just going to ask the citizens of Temple to be patient. And just like last time, we're working to get there. Get the debris out to the side of the road if you can. Be prepared for them because they will be on the ground, I would assume, the very early part of next week. So it'll be full cleanup mode from here on out. We did declare a disaster last night. I signed that disaster decree last night, which is helpful to us. It puts us in line for some state dollars to help with some of these expenses. And so we have issued that. It's my understanding the county is going to do the same. But that's one thing that we have done so far. Also, I want to thank other city officials, the administrative folks that got out to the EOC, the Emergency Operations Center, again, last night and today, making decisions, getting marketing material out there, getting out on social media so everyone is aware of where we stand. And again, professionals all the way around, and that's always very much appreciated. We've done this before, right? With Winter Storm Uri in 20, we handled a week of freezing and, multiple public service issues. We had water line breaks. We had sewer issues. We had electric delivery issues. We did that in 20, and we survived it. We did that again in 21 with that ice storm, again, the 600,000 cubic yards of material, and we're doing it again now. So we've done this before. Our public servants, our public safety folks know how to do this. Unfortunately, lately we are well seasoned in doing this, but we haven't. So I don't want anybody in the community to think that for some reason the city of Temple is standing flat-footed. We have the assets in place. We have the people in place. We're a resilient community, and we'll get through this again just like we have the last few years. So thank you to the citizens of Temple and being able to provide the tax dollars that provide the assets to keep our community clean and to keep our community safe. And so if nothing else, the message I want to pass on is that we're prepared. It's going to take a while, but we are prepared for this, and the city of Temple will be just fine. And also I ask that you be sure that whenever you see your first responders, those folks that are out there in the fire trucks, in the squad cars, etc., whenever you see them after this is over, thank them, because they're the ones that are working hard to keep us safe. So again, thank you all for being here. That's the end of my comments, and we appreciate everything that y'all do for our community. Thanks.
Morning, everyone. Following last night's event, all available staff with the Temple Police Department responded from around the area to assist with the safety and security in the city of Temple. In addition, we requested assistance from a number of outside agencies to include the Killeen Police Department, the United States Marshals, Texas Department of Wildlife, Temple Independent School District, Troy Police Department, Rogers Police Department, and Gatesville's Public Works. Due to the damage for safety and security and the protection of property, we have restricted access in some areas of the city. Portions of our city sustained significant damage last night. I know there is a natural curiosity to want to look at the damage throughout the community. However, I'm requesting that you please be aware that some of our areas of our community will have restricted access to owners and residents that live in those areas. Please honor our efforts to protect certain areas as we continue to have downed power lines and extensive damage throughout some areas. We would ask everyone, please do not drive around barricades, cones, or police vehicles. They have been placed in specific areas for your safety. I would ask that if you do not have to be on the road, please do not be out and about. Got a text message from an officer. He said it should have taken him 7 minutes to get someplace. It took him over 30 minutes to get to where he needed to respond to. I cannot emphasize enough to please stay off the road if you do not have a legitimate reason to be out. You are slowing down first responders, and you are slowing down various service providers who are trying to restore the normal access to services that we so enjoy. In addition, following the recent rain that we just got through moments ago, I would ask you to please do not drive into high water. Turn around. Do not drown. Two areas of our community that were hit hardest are Lake Point and Lake Point Terrace in the West Temple area. We have restricted access at the following locations for both the safety and security of the community. For members of our community that live inside of Lake Point and Lake Point Terrace, we request that if you need to get access to those areas, please respond to Tarver Elementary. Officers will verify your residency, and we will make sure you get access to your property. The Temple Police Department has restricted access at the following locations in the Lake Point and Lake Point Terrace area: along Brahma and Cantera near Skycrest, Prairie Creek and Fieldstone, Parkfield and Fieldstone, Fieldstone and Brahma, Hawthorne and Brahma, Honeysuckle and Brahma, Red Brush and Brahma, Westfield and Adams, Fieldstone and Westfield, Cedar and Alabama. We also have officers stationed along the Adams corridor at various locations. Meadowbrook is closed south and north of West Adams due to power lines across the roadway. Businesses in this area between Westfield and Meadowbrook also sustained heavy damage, and officers are providing security to the area while these businesses are secured. We will continue to have a presence throughout the community 24/7, 365 as we navigate this challenge. Following the event last night, officers entered numerous businesses and residents checking for potentially injured staff, employees, and residents. Additional checks will continue today as necessary. The Temple Police Department remains upstaffed with personnel and outside agency assistance, and we will continue to have additional staff on duty until it is no longer needed. Thank you to our outside agency partners who responded to assist us last night and who remain on site today to assist us as we navigate the challenges associated with the storm. For emergency needs, always call 911. For non-emergency law enforcement needs, please call 254-298-5500. Please stay away from damaged areas and stay off the road if you do not need to be out. In the midst of the challenges that we faced, I wanted to highlight what we observed yesterday and continue to observe today. Personal observations within the city and community of the City of Temple, Bell County, and the Texas spirit really rises to the occasion and reemphasizes the goodness in humanity. We have observed neighbor helping neighbor, neighbor helping friends, and neighbors helping strangers. Similar to our experience with Winter Storm Uri, the Temple, Bell County, and Texas community respond very well to challenges. Please continue to take care of yourselves and each other. Thank you.
Good morning. I'd like to start off by addressing the storm to start off with. So last night, Emergency Manager Henniger and I were both watching weather radar and in constant communication with the National Weather Service concerning the storm as it approached our city. Shortly before arriving in our city, it did turn tornadic with estimated radar wind speeds over 80 miles an hour and also massive rotation noted within that. At 6:03 yesterday, we had the first tornado warning that included the City of Temple, and our sirens, outdoor warning sirens, were activated at that time. A second time, as that storm came actually to the City of Temple and was entering the city limits at 6:20, we sounded the sirens a second time to again urge residents to take shelter and cover. And then a third time at 6:25, we activated the sirens on the east side of Temple as the storm progressed across town and started to threaten the areas east of I-35. Within moments after the storm passed, fire stations and fire crews immediately sprung into action and 2 of them actually had to self-extricate themselves from their stations as they were damaged by the storm as it passed. Luckily, no fire crews were injured and no fire apparatus were damaged, and so they were out in the community very quickly. We initiated an emergency callback of our crews, and we had an overwhelming response of our personnel back in and had every Temple Fire Rescue vehicle staffed, working well into the night last night. We had over 500 homes and businesses impacted in some way, shape, or form, from minor roof damage or tree damage to major structural damage and potentially even destroyed the structure. 100 of those were personally searched by Temple Fire Rescue and our mutual aid partners, as well as Temple PD, to assure the safety of the residents and the employees that were in those structures. And we counted over 30 different injuries. Most of those were minor in nature and were either self-transported to the hospital or taken by our local EMS provider, Temple EMS and Killeen EMS, as they came to our aid last night. Currently, we feel that the search and rescue portion of this is over, but we do stand ready with additional crews to respond to any incidents or needs that are found in the community, and so we do stand ready still to go back into that search and rescue mode if needed for those that are affected. We will be starting the recovery phase at this point, so from this point forward, like I say, we are into recovery. We do have a windshield survey of the damage areas going on currently with the assistance of Temple PD to lock down all of the damage areas that are within the city of Temple and to get us a good estimation of how much of the city is actually affected by this storm, either by the tornado or the straight line winds that came through. If you choose to get out into your yard or out into the community and help your neighbors or work on your own home, I'd like to caution you about a few things. First of all, power lines. Do not approach them if you see a power line down. There is no way to know for sure if that power line is energized or not. Even if it is on the ground, it could be energized, and just merely getting close to it could be fatal. So please stay away from power lines. If you do see those down, and especially if they are on something metal, such as a chain link fence or something like that, stay away from the fence as well. It can actually energize several blocks worth of metal fencing as well. And so, again, if you see power lines down, stay completely clear and away from them, and call either Encore, and you can also report that online, and I'm sure the Encore representative is going to give you that information here in a minute, or call 911, and one of the first responder groups will come out and check that line and make sure that Encore gets that. Gas leaks. We've responded to a number of gas and propane leaks in the city, obviously. Kind of the same thing there. If you can, shut the gas off. Obviously, if it's a propane tank, just turn the valve off. If it's the gas valve, you can turn that off very simply. But if you don't feel like you can do that, please call 911. They will get that information to us, and we'll come help with that. If you smell gas inside your home or your business, again, call 911 and evacuate the structure. Let us come and check it for the gas and get Atmos representatives on the way. If you choose to get out and clear limbs, only do so if you are capable of operating that power equipment. So chainsaws and other large power equipment is very dangerous in these situations. When you go to cutting the trees and removing the trees, some of them will fall or spring back in ways that you may not expect, and so be very careful with that. I would recommend that you use a professional to remove most of these, especially if they're on a structure or leaning over in some sort of precarious manner. If you do get out there, make sure you wear all of the proper safety equipment. Wear protective clothing head to toe, long sleeves, long pants, heavy work boots, gloves, glasses, helmet to help protect you in case something would go wrong. Absolutely stay away from any limbs or trees that are entangled in power lines. Again, they can be energized even if they do not look that way or are not actively arcing, and can be deadly. We do have damage to 4 of our fire stations right now. I do want to emphasize that while we do have damage and one of our stations is significantly damaged, we still are occupying those. We still are responding out of those, and we will continue to do so to protect the citizens and the community of Temple ongoing. So Again, it's been a very challenging 24 hours for us, or 12 to 24 hours for us, and we're going to continue to serve and protect the citizens to the best of our abilities.
Good morning. I just wanted to give you a quick update on where things stand with Encore and power outages around our area. Our restoration and assessment teams have been working throughout the night to get customers back on and get a handle on what kind of damage we've seen to our infrastructure throughout the area. We do have numerous down poles. Some transmission towers have also been impacted by the storm. Right now for the Temple area, we stand at around 40,000 customers out. System-wide, right at the moment, we're under 60,000, so the vast majority of our customers that are impacted are within the Temple area. Our assessment period will continue throughout the day. We are moving personnel into the area to help out with the efforts. We have staging sites that have been set up where poles and generators and transformers are being stored so that we can quickly move into those areas once they are safe to travel and get that equipment up. It's important to understand that a lot of this area, simple replacements, will not be enough. We're looking at complete rebuilds for many parts of this area. So that will take some time. We will want customers to practice as much patience. We understand this is frustrating and that a prolonged outage is something no one wants. We are moving people in to get power back on as quickly and safely as possible. But it's also important to understand that just because our infrastructure and our equipment has been fixed, some houses will not be able to receive power after that. Some houses will require private electricians to come in. They will also require, in some cases, city inspections to be done. But we should have a better handle on that over the next few hours as far as how long those restorations will take. So right now I'd like to kind of echo what has already been said, making safety the priority, safety for not only our employees but also our customers. As you are venturing out to kind of assess the damage around your property, again, be sure that as you try and move some of the debris around, that it's not touching any power line. You should always assume that a down power line still is energized. If it's, as was stated, chain link fences, vegetation, also pets and animals that might come into contact with our lines, it's possible that those can be energized as well. So put your safety first, stay clear of those things. Also check in with family members, loved ones that might be without power. If you do have power, kind of make a plan. If you don't, perhaps move to places where you can get power and put your safety first. Again, echoing back about keeping our roads clear. Our crews will need room to work, so as much as it can be avoided, do not travel through impacted areas. We want to get everybody home safe. Many of our employees who are out working this storm, their homes are without power too, so they're eager to get this work completed quickly and safely, as all of you are. I would say if there is a down power line that you come across, as best you can, leave the area, keep others away from the area, but definitely call 911. Do not call Encore for a downed power line. If you have an outage, there are ways to communicate with